O Great Spirit, Namaste. Saints and sages of all times, of all places, Namaste. O ye powers that be of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, Namaste. Ancestors of our bloodlines, and all of the lineages to whom we attune, Namaste. Om Shri Babaji Yanamaha. Om Shri Lahiri Mahasayaji Yanamaha. Om Shri Yukteswarji Yanamaha. Om Shri Paramahansa Yoganandaji Yanamaha. Om Shri Sheliji Yanamaha. Om Shri Swami Kriyanandaji Yanamaha. O ye powers that be, join us, be with us. Most beloved and precious Ishtatevata, join us, be with us. In all of thy names and all of thy forms, be intimate with us at this time. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May our communication be clear and meaningful. May it inspire us all to see that which needs to be seen. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Namaste Ji. Welcome to my heart. Welcome to our Sunday Sangha. There once was a village filled with people peopling. Some being nice, some not so nice, some being helpful, some not so helpful. All the people were peopling. And in that village was a man, an ordinary man, a farmer. One day, out in the fields, he was farming. And a horse comes galloping into his fields. No saddle, no reins, no markings. Horse comes up, bounces his head, kind of pokes the man and signals that he's his horse now. He wants to go home. So the man says, "Oh, okay, come along, come along." He doesn't quite know how he's going to feed the horse or what he's going to do, but he takes the horse home with him. He walks through the village, and as he walks, the first person says, "Wow, you are so lucky. You have a horse. What good fortune you have. How lucky you are." And he walks a little further, and this person says, "How did you get that horse? What did you do to get that horse? Why did it come to you instead of to me?" And the third person said, "That horse is never going to give you anything but trouble. You're going to have to feed it. You're going to have to give it some of your food." And the next person is, "Oh, that's nice. Can I come and ride the horse? Can I borrow the horse? I'll be your friend if I can have something to do with the horse." "Isn't that interesting?" the man says to himself. And as he walks by each person, they say, "You're so lucky." He says, "Is that so? How did you get that? You must have done something. Is that so?" Each person, "Is that so?" Gets home. Next day, his son, his pride and joy, his son whom he loved so very much. "Papa, I'm going to take the horse out for a ride." "Okay." He whispers in Papa's ear at 4 in the morning when Papa's sound asleep. I'm going to take the horse out for a ride, okay? Papa's sleeping, doesn't hear a thing. Boy goes out, hops on the horse, clops through the village, and then starts to gallop on the horse. The horse had more experience in galloping than the boy did. And kerplunk, the boy falls off the horse and breaks not one leg, but a leg and an arm. And sits there in the road with the horse, nudging him, trying to know what to do. So somebody comes along going to market, they see him, they help him in their cart, horse follows back, and as they get into town, everybody's waking up. Oh my gosh, what bad fortune, what bad fortune, what bad fortune. Oh, I told you so. I told you that horse was a problem. I knew you did something. The boy gets home to Papa. Broke a leg, broke an arm after he's gone to get him bandaged, and he can't move very much. And Papa, I'm sorry. I know I'm a disappointment to you. Is that so? Who told you you're a disappointment to me? I know everybody in the village was saying what a disappointment I am. That I took your horse and that I was riding it and I didn't know what I was doing. Everybody that I passed, almost everybody said I deserved it. I was a disappointment to you, to our family name. My son, don't worry, don't worry. They say that, you just say, is that so? Is that so? Isn't that interesting? My son, you are not a disappointment to me. Do not be concerned. You are not a disappointment to me. They go. Next day, next week, I guess it was, the king's army comes into town. All on their horses, all gathering the young men who were of fighting age to go fight for the king. And all the young men had to go, except the boy, the young man with the broken leg and the broken arm. They looked at him and said, you're no good for us. And the old man looked at his son and said, ha, and they think you're a disappointment. No, my son, you are not a disappointment. Sometimes things happen in life that we do not understand. We don't understand the order. Sometimes things happen in life that causes confusion. We don't understand. We cannot become clear. But what you saw is what I saw when I brought the horse into town. What I saw was people filled with envy. They wanted something that I had. They thought it came like a miracle. They didn't realize that the karma that I had worked for to have that horse come to us. Nobody saw that karma. So, my son, what they saw, they were filled with envy. Only one person out of all of these people that we passed in the village said, how wonderful for you, you have a horse. How wonderful for you that a horse came to you. Isn't that just wonderful? Only one. All the rest were filled with anger or envy or resentment. And then, when you hurt yourself, taking the horse for an early morning ride, like a young man would do, without telling his papa, like a young man would do, they blamed you. And they called you a disappointment. My beloved son, you could never, ever, ever be a disappointment to me. You are a soul doing the best you can to walk the path. Now heal that arm and that leg, and we'll go for a ride together. What happened to the young man? All of the guilt, all of the sadness, all of the depression, all of the self-criticism, all of the blame, all of the name-calling that he had been doing to himself since he fell from the horse, all the guilt that he had been feeling, it dissolved away. It dissolved away in the blessing of Papa's words, of Papa saying, I accept you. You can never be a disappointment to me because I accept you. My beloved, you are never a disappointment. You are accepted. Whatever you do in life, you might make a goof, I'm sure you do. I have plenty. And I remember saying to Pranananda one time when I was going through a little bit of a mental, spiritual indigestion, saying, I really messed that up. He just tapped me on the shoulder and said, oh, Swamiji, don't you worry. You'll have another chance, another swing at the bat, and next time you'll remember this time. Next time you'll remember this time. Do not be disappointed. You'll remember. Now, what causes us disappointment? What effect does it have on our lives? The ancient texts, the ancient yogic texts, the ancient mystical texts talk about the obstacles to enlightenment to be avoided. And one of these obstacles is becoming discouraged, is to begin to feel hopeless, as if things are never going to improve. And this state of discouragement or hopelessness is a direct result of some event that has occurred in our life. Something someone has said, some event that we see somebody having something that we don't have and we'd like it. We want something we've tried and tried and tried and tried and tried, and we have not yet achieved it, and we become discouraged. Life's delays are not life's denials. Life's delays are not life's denials. Remember that. Life's delays are not life's denials. Now you may say, well, I'm 86 years old. I'm not going to get that thing that I wanted. And I say, well, that's because you don't remember that you're immortal. Everything that you do in this lifetime, everything that you do in this life, it's like a bank account, a treasure chest, jewels that you take with you into the next lifetime. Do you understand? All the time you spend cultivating kindness, cultivating equanimity, cultivating compassion, cultivating happiness, cultivating laughter, all that time, it builds a bank of good karma, of skill sets you take with you from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. It's not magic. It's very orderly and very organized. It's not random, it's not capricious, it's orderly. So what are you spending your life doing? Now, some of us by nature, our personalities are look on the darker side of things, if you will. The glass half empty versus the glass half full analogy is a good one. Some personalities look outside and it's cloudy, and rather than seeing the sun peeking through the clouds, they say, oh, it's cloudy, it's going to rain today. Oh, there's a cloud in the sky, it's not going to be good. Now, this is not to be looked down upon. Some of us are told from the time that we're very little, you better watch it. Don't be too happy. The other shoe's going to drop. Don't be too heavy. The other shoe's going to drop. Neti, neti, neti. You're not this thought. You're not the thought thinking this thought. You're not thought. It doesn't matter if mom told you or dad told you or your teachers told you. That's not true. It's not accurate. Oh, yeah, sometimes things come in waves, Sometimes we have a couple of weeks where, 3 people in the family pass away. And you think, oh, well, what's next on this train? Or you have a week where it seems like there's one little problem after another. Or like the other day, my beloved husband said, I don't know, all day long, it's been one little thing after the other. And he was discouraged. It was just little things, little tiny things that were effort-filled to complete. Effort-filled. They should have been easy, but they were not. They were effort-filled. It is the small things in life that sometimes make us feel discouraged. Why are we discouraged? Because we're disappointed that it didn't go as easy as we wanted it to. That's all. It's just, there are reasons that things don't go the way that we want them to. Most often, it is an error in thinking. Our thinking, your thinking and my thinking. It's an error. We set out to accomplish a goal without thinking about the steps that are entailed in that, without having a clear understanding of, well, I need to do this and this and this and this and this. And when I do this and this and this and this, I will have the result that I'm looking for. Oftentimes we don't think to go to someone who has done it before and say, tell me how you did that. What did you do? What were the steps that you took to do this thing that I want to do? If we did that, we would get help. For years now, I've been trying to make a good marinara sauce. Marinara, the tomato gravy that you make for spaghetti. And I just could not get it right. I've not been able to get it right, really. And about 3 months ago, I decided, I have a friend who's Italian, whose mother was an excellent cook. I wonder if she has a recipe. Never thought to even look for a recipe. I was just all doing it myself. And so I asked Rose, and she says, oh, sure, here's Mom's recipe. Wouldn't you know it? There's a secret ingredient. At the very end, secret ingredient. A pinch of baking soda goes in at the end. A pinch of baking soda goes in at the end. Who knew that? So time after time after time of trying to make this marinara sauce, I make it, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful. I had been ready to give up on it because I just thought, there's no way that I can do it. And, I just followed her mom's directions and did what her mom had suggested. Now, that's a recipe for something to eat. But there's a recipe for everything you want to do in life. There are people all around you who have achieved what you want. What you need to do is become curious and willing to ask for help. Willing to say, oh yeah, I'm interested. And understand the nature of humans. Let it go, my beloved. Those who praise you, those who are envious of you, those who blame you, those who try to put you down. Nitty, 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 nitty. You don't need that in your life. Now, I'm not saying, everybody who is critical, you should walk away from them, but I am saying, your inner voice, your wisdom must overcome the negative thinking patterns of others. The way we begin to do this is we must sit down and have what we call tarka, reflection, and look at the nature of your mind. Just observe the nature of your mind. Do you have a personality? And excuse me, let me go back. Look at the nature of your mind in relationship to change. Change. Look at the nature of your mind in relationship to change. How do you react to change? Very, very, very vital. How do you react to change? All right. Now, why is this important? Well, because sometimes, as somebody said to me not long ago, I've always thought, this person said, I've always thought that any change was going to be bad. Well, that's difficult because change is the moon, and the moon moves every 2.5 days, which means that one has to say, oh, wow. You see something new coming into your life, and instead of thinking, oh, that's nice, you think, oh, I wonder what's going to happen here. How do you react to change? Do you feel that change is going to be beautiful and joy-filled? Is it going to be laughter-filled every time something new happens? Is it going to be fear-filled every time something happens? Is it going to be filled with aggression every time something happens? Or is it going to be noodled to death, talking over and over and over and over and over again to become comfortable with it? How do you react to change? And write it down. Write it down, write it down, write it down. Step 2. Who are the people that are closest to you in your life? Put their names down, or better yet, their initials, so that nobody else can see what you're writing. How do you feel that they react to change? Now, the only way you can observe this is by reflecting on, how do they act when I tell them about something? When I tell them about some event that's happened, or when we go to participate in something new, how are they reacting? Are they reacting with joy? Are they reacting with happiness? Are they reacting with resentment? Are they reacting with caution? Oh, better watch that. Oh, in the beginning, it's not so easy. And then you want to say to yourself, all right, if you have someone in your life who says, as I did at one time, someone who said, you better not be so happy. You're going to be disappointed. That voice sits in the back of your mind, and it must be neutralized. It must be neutralized. The person who says, I cannot, I have not, my own life, my dreams have not come true. And they project that upon you. Now, all you're trying to do is look at the influences in your life. That's all. They're very simple. Your influences at this time in your life. If mom and dad and grandma and grandpa are no longer here, you go back and think about how they impacted you earlier. And then you're going to say, aha, I see. I had all of this family and cultural patterning that went on all these years. And it's built up a thought form in which I simply say, oh, if change occurs, I'm going to be disappointed. And too much disappointment leads to discouragement unless you do something. You've done Tarka. That's the first thing. First thing, you've looked at your mind. I've got to correct this way of thinking. Second thing, I've looked at the people around me and I see how they're feeding or encouraging whatever this thought pattern is I have. The third problem really is too often we tend to look at others for the solution to our problems, for the solution to our life challenges. And too often we tend to imbue others with the power to do something that they cannot do, the power to change something that they cannot change. Let go of that. This causes disappointment and causes discouragement. Now, there is one practice that's very vital in overcoming this. I guess I can hear my guru say, there's more than one, Swamiji, there's more than one. And the first one that he reminded me of is not the one I was going to say to you. But the first one that he reminded me of is, don't allow yourself to become too tired. That's the first thing. Don't allow yourself to become too tired. Something happens and it doesn't go the way that you want it to go. Don't let yourself become too tired. Sit back, take a breath, or 2, or 3, or 4. Relax. Take a nap. Take a nap. Now, I know some of you were working in situations where you're going to tell me you can't take a nap. Well, take a deep breath, a long, deep breath. Take a break and walk to the washroom. Splash water on your face. Do something to give yourself a break. And when you get home and you're tired, take a rest. Take a shower, wash your face off, and lay down for a few minutes. Rest. Don't allow yourself to become overly tired. The second thing, and it's the primary practice, really begins with using that blue globe, that blue light of self-awareness, which we've talked about in the past. And I've told you, you take the blue light of self-awareness, and it's roughly this color, and place it up 18 inches or so above the head, and you're watching all of the thoughts that are streaming through your mind. Now, with this practice, this part of the practice, what you're looking for, you're just sitting for a few minutes, and you're watching every critical, self-critical, critical of others, negative thought that rises in your mind. And you're stopping it. You freeze it. And you convert it. Oh, it's cloudy. It's going to rain today. Oh, it's cloudy. It's going to rain. The grass is going to get wonderful for the rain. The flowers, it'll be wonderful to have the rain. Oh, it looks stormy outside. Oh, it looks stormy outside. Oh, yes, the rain is going to come and bless us. Come and bless the water. We need the water upon the earth. Oh, it's flooding. The rain is going to come. Oh, let me find that boat and get on that boat and leave. We need to, or, oh, so-and-so wrote me and now I have to write him back. And, I don't want to write him back today. Oh, okay. maybe I don't feel like doing it today, but isn't it nice that they wrote me? And I can write them tomorrow when I feel better. It doesn't have to be done right at this moment. We need to take the thoughts that we see and convert them, transform them, so that we're telling the mind, oh, no, we're not going to hang on to that negative thought. I'm not going to hang on to that negative thought. I am going to transform it. I'm going to turn that square, if you will, into a trine. The mystical practice, turn the square into the trine. It is your attitude. It is your attitude that will make all the difference. So take this small practice and work with it. Record your progress for you and you alone. And no, not for anybody else, but for you and you alone. So you can do the practice like this, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at the middle of the day. That's usually a good time, midday, maybe around lunchtime, when you've had a little to eat, your stomach's not too empty, but not too full. You spend 5 minutes doing that. And then again at the end of the day. And if you have time and energy at the end before you go to sleep. Now what you'll discern is this. Very interesting, really. See what you discern. But I would say that you will find that your observations in the morning will be different than at the middle of the day, particularly if it's the middle of a work day. And then at night, when you're leaving work and your body may be tired, it's different then. And at the end of the day, it will be different. Observe, reflect, change those thought forms until you reach the point where you feel the thought form coming in and you can see, oh, here it is. And you let it go. You switch it before it even comes close to your consciousness. You can feel it coming. Oh, yeah. And you will train your mind. You will retrain your mind so that your mind will say, all right, yes, not today, not now, but it will happen as I'd like it to happen. Now, the final thing I'd like to talk about this morning in ways to overcome disappointment. I'm using disappointment and discouragement interchangeably here, mostly because it is the events of disappointment, the disappointing events, the things people say to you, the things you believe, the thoughts you pick up on that lead you to becoming discouraged. So if you convert each of those little events of disappointment, you won't become discouraged. But sometimes we do really well with our minds. You've done a lot of discipline with your mind and your sadhana is going well and you're doing all right, understanding things. And it's the person next to you. It's the person close to you. It's the person who you're spending time with, or the people in your family that you've counted on, that you thought were going to help you to solve your problem, that have disappointed you. Sometimes it's God that you think has disappointed you. Sometimes it's your idea of God that you think has disappointed you. That's a tough one. No one disappoints you. No one. It does not mean that you have not experienced discouragement or disappointment. It means that it is not outside of you. It means that this happens because we think, well, I've got this problem and so can solve the problem. It would just be solved if they would give me $1,000. You know, it would just be solved if they give me $30,000 or $50,000 or $5 or $2 or $1. The answer is we must solve our problems ourselves, my dear. We have to. We're the only ones that can do it. You for you and me for me. We're the only ones that can solve our problems. No one else can do that for us. And thus we need to let go of that thought form. It would have been all right if they had done what I wanted them to do. And I said that was the final thing. There's one more very important thing. Very, very, very important. And this is we must let go of our expectation of others. Be like the man with the horse and the son. And his son thinking Papa was going to say, I'm so disappointed in you. That man was a man who loved his son. He didn't love him because. He didn't love him if. He loved him. He loved him. And he knew, I'm his father. He's going to judge himself. He's going to feel guilty. Everybody around him is going to judge him. Not me. Not me, Papa said. Not me. And so he did not. We must become like that. Your mom doesn't live the way you want her to live. Your dad doesn't live the way you want him to live. Your brothers, your children, your friends. I know. Bless them. Help them when they ask you. If they ask you. How they ask you. Not as you wish to. Not interfering. But if and how and when they ask you. And you will find the road to happiness and understanding of life much, much easier. Before we go into our meditation, I would like to talk about one thing that I'm sure you're all aware of because it's been all over the news. Tomorrow we have a full solar eclipse. The moon will be 19 degrees, Aries, 24 minutes. And the time of it depends upon where you are living in the world. I would suggest if you're on the west coast of the United States, the conjunction is at 11:21 in the morning. If you're on the east coast of the United States, it's 2:21 p.m. Figure from there. If you're in the central time zone, it's 1:21 tomorrow. This eclipse is particularly energetic, one might say, because of a couple of other aspects that it's linking to. At tomorrow night, the moon in Aries will be conjunct Mercury. So the eclipse will be linked to communication in how one communicates. Right now, Mercury is retrograde, which is mystically a great blessing. Anything we learn during a Mercury retrograde, we retain forever. Not just this life, but we retain it. So it's good to learn during a Mercury retrograde. But as we move into the following 2 days, as we move into the week, and this is already being felt by people now, the planet Mars, which is energy, it's your physical energy, it is also fighting, it's aggression, it's enthusiasm, it's the go to, the really wonderful movement, is conjuncting the planet Saturn. And they're in the sign of the zodiac of Pisces, which is water. So here we have Mars, which is fire, and we have Saturn, which is earth, and they're in fire. Excuse me, they're in water. I'm sorry. Mars, which is fire, Saturn, which is earth. The Saturn smothers physical energy, and it's in water, so it becomes mud. So it is a time when you might find that there's some resistance to new projects, when you might find that it's not the best time to build something, because what you build could easily get stuck in the mud. The foundation falls into the mud. Avoid confrontation this week. Always avoid confrontation, but this week, avoid confrontation. I gave you the time of the eclipse. We will be holding our monthly death rebirth ritual for any of you who wish to come. You are welcome. It is tomorrow at noon. If you have not received the link, then just email me and I will make sure that you get it. The eclipse time is a time to turn in and meditate. Whatever you hold in your consciousness during an eclipse is given extra to manifest. So quietly intern, quietly meditate without aggression, softly, quietly, and then send forth your blessings to all of life. And let us do that together now. Namaste, Ji. Sitting with your spine erect, place your hands in the Om Mudra, the index finger and the thumb together, placed upon your thighs. Turn your head to the left, exhaling twice, and bring the head back to the center, beginning to watch your breath. Use the sipping breath and pull the energy from the limbs of the body to the trunk of the body. Again, from the trunk of the body, pull your energy into the spinal column. From the base of the spine, pull your energy up to the sun center. Move that energy as a golden ball of light out in front of you. Sweep it to the left, encasing your entire being in golden light. And do this 3 times. Expanding that golden light, ascend upward as high as you are able. Ascending to the high place. You see in front of you a path. The path leads into a forest, climbing up a mountaintop. Enter the path. Be aware of the forest around you, the light of the sun dappling through the trees. As you ascend, the water running next to you in a creek, pouring down from the top of the mountain. Ascend. The path opens up in front of you and you come to a meadow. You walk through the meadow. Being aware of all the flowers, birds, the song. Ascend. Return to the path in the forest. This is the high forest now. You're at the high part of the mountain. The trees are all evergreens. The light is shining brilliantly in front of you. You come to a clearing. Radiant light shining forth from a shrine, welcoming for you, perfect for you. Enter into the shrine. Walk towards the back of the shrine. You see a pool of light and a waterfall of light. The light radiates through the whole shrine. Breathe in the light. Walk into the pool of light. Feeling all of the old dissolve away. And walk towards the waterfall and stand under the waterfall of light, allowing the light to pour through you, over you, within you, filling every cell of your being, washing away the negativity. Feel that light pouring through you. And as it does, your body may feel as if it wishes to ascend. Allow it to do so. Walk forth from the waterfall. See yourself walking a little bit above the water. Feeling fresh and revived. And as you leave the cave, the shrine, you're walking slightly elevated above the ground. Waiting for you outside the shrine is your chosen form of the divine, your Ishtadevata, the divine one to whom you turn. Take hold of the hand of your Ishta and return to the high place of meditation. As you reach this high place, you and your Ishta ascend further. You ascend together to the highest mountaintop. Ascend, ascend, ascend to the highest mountaintop. Together, you attain this height. You see in front of you the entrance to a cave. Ask your beloved Lord, your beloved Ishta, to stand in the entrance to the cave. Your Ishta fills the entrance to the cave. From the Jupiter chakra of your Ishtadevata projects forth a golden egg of light. Your Ishta comes back to join you. That golden egg grows to cover the entrance to the cave. And from the light projects forth Prema Yogi, the divine being whose dharma is blessing life. You become aware that Prema is breathing a special Kriya, Prema Kriya, only breathed by this divine one. As Prema inhales Hong, all of the difficult karmas from around the earth, upon the earth, within the earth, are inhaled. As Prema exhales, Prema Saw, Anandic bliss radiates forth around the earth, upon the earth, within the earth. You and your Ishta, namaste to Prema Yogi. Prema namaste's back. Continuing to breathe this special Kriya without stopping. Prema merges into the mountain, becoming one with the mountain. You can see Prema's outline on the mountain. And you know that Prema will continue to breathe this Kriya until the mountain becomes a hill and until the hill is no more. Taking hold of the hand of your Ishta, return to the high place of meditation. Gathering as you wish as a Sangha around the flame of Kriya in the light of the high place. Let us send forth our blessings using the Om Shanti mantra. Radiate that Om Shanti from your sun center out to those for whom we are praying. O ye powers that be, we call upon thee at this moment to join with us as we send forth our blessings. Most beloved and precious Ishta, join with us as we send forth our blessings. We know, O ye powers that be, that you know better than we that which is needed. We ask that you soften the karma of all the beings upon the earth. Soften the karma, that it be easier, that it be delayed if this is best, until the better time. We call upon thee to send forth blessings with us to all of those who are living with insecurity in their lives. Water insecurity, food insecurity, financial insecurity, economic insecurity, health insecurity, family insecurity, housing insecurity, emotional insecurity. Om Shanti. 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 And let us chant this 2 more times. Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 For all of those souls who are living with illness of the body and illness of the mind, may they be blessed. May their way be eased. Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 For those who are entering the earth plane, may they remember their goodness as they come upon the earth. May their incarnation be blessed. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For those who are leaving the earth plane, may their way be cleared. May they remember their goodness. May they remember their good deeds. May they remember the kindnesses that they have shared during their time. May their way be eased. May their helpers be blessed. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Aim Saraswataye Namaha. Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Yanamurtim Bhavaditam Triguna Sadgurum Tam Namame Chaitanyam Shasvatam Shantam Nirakalam Nirandalam Nada Bindu Kalatitam Tasmai Shri Urave Namaha. Dhyana Mulam Guru Murti Puja Mulam Guru Padam Mantra Mulam Guru Vakyam Moksha Mulam Guru Kripa. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Nishprabhanjaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. May the golden dewdrops of Anandic bliss pour forth upon thy crown center at this moment, filling every cell of thy being with Ananda, 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 da, da. Namaste. Namaste, Ji. It is good as always to see you, to feel the blessings of your presence. On the 21st of April, we will be holding the Babaji Festival at noon Central. I will be sending you a special link for that It is a special festival. We will be honoring the gurus of the Holy Kriya lineage, but we will also be honoring, it is the occasion of the what would have been the 96th birthday anniversary of Goswami Kriyananda. And so we will have music and mantra and storytelling and some astrological predictions or information by. It should be fun. It should be fun, and I will send you the link, and it will be. I hope that you will all make it and enjoy it that day. So, my blessings to you as we walk into the eclipse, and I thank you for your presence here on Sunday. It is a real blessing to share this time with you. Your vibration is just wonderful. It's really fun. I enjoy it very much. Thank you so much for your blessings. Namaste, Ji.